Hello friends, you are tuning into a third episode in Traffic Sessions with Felix. Welcome everyone. So today I have a very interesting episode for you. Today we will talk about how you can intertwine the phenomenon of first impressions, mimicry, and a little bit of sociopathy to pretty much paint the perfect picture of yourself to a stranger. Okay? Sounds pretty interesting, right? Awesome. So first, I'd like to, just ask you if this has ever happened to you. Have you ever, met someone, right, that, that you thought was just a nasty person, correct? Whether they were rude to you, whether they were just mean, or whatever it is, you just didn't like them, right? And so, after that first time, you just never, that person, you just never gave them a chance, because from that first time, you painted that picture, right? You painted a picture, this person must be horrible, must have bad people skills, must have no morality, whatever, right? And so, if you realize that the first impression, that you received of that person, that solidified who they were in your eyes, for the entirety of the amount of time that you spent together, which probably wasn't that much because you didn't really enjoy them, right? So, given that, right, I'd like to present to you a theory that I have, is that if you take advantage of that first impression phenomenon, right? So let's say you want to be viewed as a very nice person. What do you do the first time you meet someone? You're very nice to them. If, let's say, you want to be viewed as, I don't know, a funny guy, right? What do you do when you meet someone for the first time? You act very funny. You act comical, right? And so, taking advantage of that phenomenon, you can achieve a lot, and I mean, obviously, it doesn't always work out, but I'll say for the majority of the time, that's what happens, So, the way you act for the first time, chances are that is how the person will remember you for the entirety of, the time you spent together. And so, knowing that, right, now we can maybe think about how we can more easily make friends, right? Or, I don't know, more easily, you can apply this theory to so many things in life, to even job interviews, It's a huge aspect of it. So, the question is, how do you get someone to like you, right, with first impressions? What if someone doesn't like someone who's too nice or who's too funny, right? I'll tell you one thing, though. Everyone likes someone who mimics their actions. This is you may think I'm crazy, but there have been studies that have been done to show this, right? So, for example, it could be something as stupid or small as, the person, for example, if I'm talking to you, right, and you are talking in the same tone of voice, that small thing could actually make me like you more, right? So, the whole objective is to do it subtly, okay? So let's say I met you for the first time, right? And I love you. I want to be your friend, right? So what I do is I pay attention to how we are communicating, and I try to mimic every single one of your actions very subtly, right? So let's say you are sitting and talking to me like this, right? Well, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna sit like this. But I'm not gonna do it right away. I'm gonna slowly, So I'm gonna almost follow you. You're the leader, and I'm just gonna follow you. Okay? So what you also must do is you must also mimic not only their physical actions, correct? So let's say they're talking like this. Oh my God, can you believe this happened, man? I can't believe this, right? You mimic that tone as well. So you do the same thing, right? And so what a lot of us don't notice is that we like people who are similar to us, okay? So you're gonna notice how they're gonna show much more. How should I say? They're gonna reciprocate those feelings of interest that you portray to them. They're gonna portray to you as well. And so when you have this reciprocity of similar tone of voice, similar feelings, similar communication going on, that's chemistry. Okay, and so this you can apply this to so many fields. You know, you can apply this to, as I said before, you know, when you're interviewing for a job, it's crucial. You know, if someone looks very open, if they're portraying open body language, you do the same. You know, if what happens in the opposite, you know, if you do the complete opposite, is they're going to elicit the complete opposite feelings towards you. For example, if you're very open, right, and I'm very closed, chances are you probably are not going to like me. You'll think I'm either too quiet, you'll think I'm too defensive, right? And so you're applying, right, mimicry and first impressions, right? And so the third piece of it is a little bit of sociopathy, okay? And so the way you apply that is, the reason why that's important is because you will not always, you know, agree with that person, correct? Agreeableness is also very important. So if you tend to agree with this person more the first time you meet them, chances are they're gonna like you more, because in a way you are mimicking their thoughts, right? And so if you're much more agreeable, the chances are they're gonna like you more. And so how do you be agreeable? Sometimes you need to fake it. That's just the bottom line. You know, if you want to be friends with someone, or if you want a job, sometimes you're just gonna have to fake what you're gonna need to sound like you're interested, even though you're not. You may think that whatever they're talking about is just unbelievably boring, and you just have no interest, and you just want them to shut up. But it doesn't matter, you know, because in this case, if you want to be their friend, this is what you have to do, in my opinion. You know, and so. You know, you may completely disagree with everything I'm saying right now, because you think that you need to be true to yourself, you need to be individualistic. Well, you can try that, but I think that using this method probably will be a lot easier for you to make friends. You know, so I wanted to kind of go over that with you guys. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of how you start off, you know, a friendship. So yeah, guys, please let me know what you think. Definitely continue to stay tuned into my shows, and I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and maybe you took something away from it. Okay, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.